Good morning, members and members of the public, and our Honorable Mayor RB, who is present here with us, and to the viewing public in television and all social media platform. The chair will now call this third day, fourth regular session, Sine Dea, on January 7, Tuesday, 2025. Please rise for a moment of silence. Thank you, members. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Representative Ada,
Yeah.
Representative Aldon, Representative Atao,
Present.
Senator Bavalta, Representative Benaventi,
Yeah.
Representative Camacho Angelo, Representative Camacho Diego,
Present.
Representative Camacho Joel,
Present.
Representative Camacho Vicente, Representative Castro,
Stigat.
Senator De Leon Guerrero,
Here.
Representative Flores Joseph, Representative Flores Marissa,
Present.
Senator Magonia, Representative Menglonia,
Present.
Representative Omar,
Gagi.
Representative Probst,
Present.
Chairman Sablan,
Istigat.
Representative Villagomez,
Present.
Representative Yankamay,
Yeah.
Representative Yumo.
Present.
Mr. Chairman, there are 17 members present and 4 members absent.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. With 17 members present, we have duly established a quorum. Please take note for the record that Senator Corina Magofnia, Representative Vicente Camacho, Representative Joseph Flores, and Senator Selena Babalta is hereby excused on today's order of business. And before we move along, the chair will be assigning Representative Yumo to be our acting floor leader for today's session. So with that said, we are now in item B, reading and approval of the journal. Madam Clerk.
Mr. Chairman, there are 2 SNILD journal numbers 23-18 and 23-19.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. And at this time, I recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I now move to adopt SNILD Journal number 23-18, second day, fourth regular session dated 11/27/2024, and SNILD Journal number 23-19, third day, fourth regular session, sine die, today's session. So move.
There is a motion offered by our floor leader for both SNILD Journal 23-18 and 23-19, and it has been seconded. Discussion on the motion. Ready? All those in favor, please say aye. Those opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. Motion adopted. Thank you, members. Moving along, we are now on item C, public comments, and at this time, the chair will open the podium for any of our members of the public who are here that wishes to make comments. Please state your name for the record. Thank you.
Hafa days and Happy New Year, everyone. My name is June Coleman, Executive Director of 500 Sales. Back again to just share with you again our requests for support of our organization and what we're trying to do in rebranding the CNMI as a culturally rich, vibrant, maritime place to visit. I did want to mention that this weekend we have a special opportunity in that CBS Morning News is coming out to the CNMI, and they're doing 2 stories, mainly one on 500 sales and the other on the economy. So that's kind of why I'm here also, because we are here also to help the economy, and we would request your support to help our programs get to the next level and to help our youngsters to have opportunities to have relevant action in our community and environment with some of the projects that are coming forth with collaborating with the National Ocean Service. But Palafan magi zana juda isti padgun sa tafanak sa uluk. As I mentioned before, we also have one of our youngest members of 500 Sales. He's gonna just share a little bit with you, Liana Lin.
Thank you, Mr. June Coleman, for podium.
Thank you, Mr. Coleman. I'll support you on that too. Buenos dias. Inalno si Ramon R.B. Camacho, Boy Mayor ni Third Senatorial District Municipality. Buenos dias para todos samjo. Matuzo pa ko nogan babi na amjo, Mr. Chairman and member ni SNILD. Be extendi didung na presisyon durante ni 2 años tati na sapotasyon nai akadi ni afat chochogi yalo ni komunidad. Jabe sojo talo amjo uno da notro na por favor continua umatan dan saportai akadi financiat ni continua este pataksa este na programa yalo ni sengsong safe community, safe village and clean island. We need all these programs in our community, Mr. Chairman, and member of this community. And 500 Sales, I thank you for continuing because that is our lacking here in our island. Just to let you know, to share with you, leaders, my door is open to work with each and every one of you to promote who we are and what we are in this beautiful island. Again, this island is a diverse community. What I'm doing now as your mayor for this municipality is I'm calling each different ethnic community here in our island to embrace with them so we can all promote this, the culture exchange, the community friendship, so we can suppress this criminal activity within our community, so we can all promote this safe community in our island. And again, I humbly ask that the future local delegation leaders, since we're closing the chapter of this 2 years ago, and we're opening the new chapter for another 2 years on the SNILD. And I humbly ask to please look and consider the municipality financially, as you all witnessed that the mayor is covering the entire island. I want to share to you that some of the road, the major thoroughfare on our island is not assigned to the mayor, but to DPW. But the mentality of this mayor, there's no such a boundary. Every time I drove around and I don't like what I see, I take action. Because it's all affecting all of us. So again, leaders, please help the mayor. Let's all work together for the benefit of this community so we can see how we can develop and to bring economy here to our beautiful island. Jesus Masi.
Si Jesus Mosi Cardin Saipan and Northern Ireland. I got Saipan, Mayor RB Camacho. The podium is still open. Please state your name for the record. Thank you.
Half a day and a happy new year to everyone. My name is Liana Lynn Munya and I am currently a WIOA trainee under 500 Cells. So since I started working with 500 Cells, I felt this connection between me and my culture, so sailing on the canoe, and it really gave me a different perspective. And I noticed that a lot of my this generation now is not really knowing much of our culture, meaning like our canoes and like a lot about the water. Not many know how to swim even. And so like being with 500 Cells so far has really gave me a different perspective And canoes are very important as we've used it before for traveling from point A to point B, getting food. And so I really think it's really important for our future generations. And so I kindly ask for your support for our canoe programs, and not just for me, but for my future generations. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Ms. Liana Lin. The podium is still open for any member of the public who wishes to make comments. Seeing that there is no more further public comments, we move further down on our order of business. There happens to be none on item D, introduction of local bills, none on item E, introduction of local resolutions. We are now on item F, messages from the governor. Madam Clerk.
Mr. Chairman, there are two governor's communication numbers 23-51 and 23-52.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Discussion on messages from the governor. Ready? Thank you, members. Moving along, we are now on item G. There happens to be none. Messages from the mayor of Saipan and Northern Islands. We move down to item H. None on item H. Reports and communications of heads of department and agencies. We are now on item I, House Communications. Madam Clerk.
Mr. Chairman, there are 7 House communications numbers 23-132 through 23-138.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Discussions on House Communications. Ready? Thank you, members. Moving along, there happens to be none on item J, Senate Communications, none on item K, Delegation Matters. We are now on item L, Miscellaneous Communications. Madam Clerk.
Mr. Chairman, there are 5 miscellaneous communication numbers 23-147 through 23-151.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Discussion on miscellaneous communications. Ready? Thank you, members. Moving down on our order of business, there is none on item M, reports of standing committees, none on item N, reports of special and conference committees, none on item O, unfinished business. We are now on item P, resolution calendar. We have none. We move down now to item Q, bill calendar. And at this time, I recognize the floor leader for the proper suspension of rules.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I now offer a motion to suspend Rule 9, Section 10 with regards to second reading. So move.
There is a motion offered by our floor leader for the suspension of rules, and it has been seconded. Discussion on the motion. Ready? All those in favor, please say aye. Those opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I now offer a motion to adopt House Local Bill 23-60 to impose a 3% tax on yearly gross revenue of construction activities in excess of $250,000. So move.
There is a motion offered by our floor leader, and it has been seconded. Discussion on the motion. Recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If there's no objection, I'd like to offer an amendment to House Local Bill 23-60 to amend Section 2 of House Local Bill 2360 to read as follows. Subsection 101, tax imposition of construction activities, gross revenue in excess of $250,000. A, unless expressly exempt herein, in addition to the tax imposed by 4 CMC subsection 1301, tax on revenue, gross revenue, a yearly tax of 3% will be slashed and replaced to 1% shall be imposed on the gross revenue directly attributed or derived from construction activities in excess of $250,000. Any less than this sum shall not be assessed an additional tax. I believe, I'm not sure, Council, I read Section B. We didn't touch any of those. Okay. So consistent with the intent of the foregoing amendments, I hereby also move to allow the legal counsel together with the House Clerk to make further non-substantive technical amendments that are strictly necessary to effectuate the intent of this floor amendment prior to the transmittal. So move.
There is a floor amendment offered by the mover of the author of House Local Bill 23-60, and it has been seconded. Discussion. Recognize Representative BJ Ato.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just, it's not a subsidiary motion to, or subsidiary amendment, but just to reflect on the title, to read 1% also, rather than,
Yes.
just on the,
Thank you.
all right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Rep. Ato. So clarified that the amendments also simultaneously amends also the title. Further discussion. Recognize Representative Joel Camacho.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The 3% also reflects upon the findings of purpose, so I think anything that references 3% should be changed to 1%. So not just the title, but also the findings.
Yes, that is clear. That is clarified that everything simultaneously throughout the proposed legislation will be, that reflects 3% will be at 1%. Further discussion on the floor amendment offered by the author of the proposed legislation. Ready? Recognize Representative Manny Castro.
I'd just like to thank the members for reducing the percentage to 1%. And then in addition to the tax, I hope that we also look at further legislation or supporting further legislation to help reduce the cost of construction activities in support of residents and businesses. But thank you so much, members, for considering the reduction.
Thank you, Representative Manny Castro. Further discussion. Recognize Senate President Edith Guerrero.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I do have some concerns regarding this particular local legislation. I do understand that the Senate just recently passed the similar bill at the Senate, and the House, I believe, is going to be receiving that this week for their session. So my concern here is for the business sector with respect to double taxation, regardless whether we reduce it from 3% to 1%. Knowing that these are the same companies that are doing business in the construction sector, and if this is the imposition of the body to impose taxation, whether it's less than 3%, I just feel that there is potentially a double taxation here. And so that's my concern.
Thank you, Senator Edith Guerrero. Further discussion on the floor amendment offered by our floor leader. Ready? All those in favor, please say aye. Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it. Motion adopted. We are now on the main motion on House Local Bill 23-60, Draft 1. Discussion on the main motion. Short recess. We are back in session, and before we had that short recess, we have just adopted the amendments offered by our floor leader, and at this time, I recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I apologize. Just so that we're in line with the Senate's amendment to CNMI tax, I'd like to offer a motion to amend the title and subsection 101 that any amount reflecting of 250,000 should be changed to 350,000. So move.
There is a motion offered by our floor leader, and it has been seconded. Discussion on that motion. Ready? All those in favor, please say aye. Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it. Motion adopted. And we're House Local Bill 23-60 is now draft 2. We are now on the main motion. Further discussion. Ready? Thank you, members. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Representative Haddad?
Yes.
Representative Adon? Representative Attal?
Yes.
Representative Benavente?
Good.
Representative Camacho Angelo?
Yes.
Representative Camacho Diego? Representative Camacho Joel?
Yes.
Representative Castro?
Ngan.
Senator De Leon Guerrero?
No.
Representative Flores Marissa?
Yes.
Representative Magnolia?
No.
Representative Omar?
Hungan.
Representative Probst?
Yes.
Representative Villagomez?
Yes.
Representative Yanktamai?
Yes.
Representative Yumo?
Yes.
Chairman Savlan?
Ungan.
Mr. Chairman, 15 members present voted yes and 2 members voted no.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. With 15 members voting in the affirmative, House Local Bill 23-60, Draft 2 hereby passes the delegation. Thank you, members. That took care of item Q, bill calendar. We are now on item R, miscellaneous. And because in our order of business, there is no statements from the members, so we can perhaps use item R under miscellaneous business as an opportunity for any members that wishes to make a parting statement. So we are now open under miscellaneous business. Recognize Representative Marisa Flores.
Thank you, Chairman. At this time, I'd just like to thank my colleagues, both in the Senate and the House, for a very interesting first 2 years. But I'd like to take this time to really emphasize my congratulations also to our newly elected Senator, Representative Manny Castro. I wish you well as you go up into the Senate, and I hope that you lead with your heart in a place and in a manner that will always protect the people. Although we may disagree on a lot of things, I think ultimately our job here is to take care of everyone in the Commonwealth, not just pieces of that. And to Senate President Edith De Leon Guerrero, we share some similarities, and I think it is the alpha attitude that we have. And I am very honored to have had the opportunity to work with you. I know that even as you depart from the political arena, I am pretty sure that you will leave a long-lasting impression, be it in the private sector, in nonprofit, or maybe my assumption is maybe in a consultant for the CNMI government. But I do wish you well, And I know that your job is still not done. And I know that your passion for the Commonwealth runs very deep. And I know that you will continue to work in or outside of this arena. Adios, and I hope to see you out there again. Thank you, Chairman Ayung.
Thank you, Representative Marisa Flores. Recognize Representative Manny Castro.
First of all, members, I just wanted to thank. Sorry. Yeah. I, I just wanted to thank our good chairman, John Paul, chairman of the Saipan and Northern Islands Legislative Delegation. And just for the community out there, not a lot of our members of the community realize that it's actually the SNILD that has been helping with the central government. When there's a Lisadu or a rosary, funerals, a lot of those tents and tables are through the SNILD, whether it's fixing potholes or helping with the shortfall in the central government, or even the nonprofits. Most of those funds comes from the Saipan and Northern Islands Legislative Delegation. So I just wanted to thank all the members, especially our good chairman, for being very humble about helping out the community. But it's also important that our community knows that the SNILD has been very busy in covering the gaps in terms of community service. So thank you again, Chairman, and our SNILD membership. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Manny Castro. Recognize Representative Angelo Camacho.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to thank you for your leadership in this past 2 years. It's truly an honor. And to the members as well, it's truly an honor to working with you guys this past 2 years. I just hope, next legislation we can support all these, important nonprofit organizations such as 500 Cells. I do see the potential. I do recall the last time he came up and gave us a very, great speech, and just wanted to let you know, since you're still in the building, that I fully support your mission. So thank you.
Thank you, Representative Angelo Camacho. Recognize Representative TJ Manglonia.
Thank you, Chairman Sablan. And again, I would like to thank all you guys, my colleagues, especially our chairman. These first 2 years, learning the ropes, it's not an easy task, and again, we're not going to agree on everything, but for the most part, our hearts are all in the right place. It's serving our people and helping our people in any way that we can. I'd also like to thank our mayor, Mayor Camacho. Thank you for all the hard work that you do to help us as well. We can't do it alone, and like you always mention, it's teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work, and we appreciate you and your office for all their assistance throughout these past 2 years. And I hope that our next go around is going to be a lot smoother. But again, personally, I'd like to thank you all because as you all know, it was personally a difficult year for me this past year, and losing my daughter and going through that whole ordeal was not easy. But I feel like all of you played a role in lifting me up and helping me continue and inspire me to continue to serve our people. So I just want to thank you all personally on behalf of myself. So thank you, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative TJ Manglonia. I now recognize Representative Malcolm Omar.
Yes, thank you, Chairman. Thank you for the SNOUT leadership, the SNOUT membership, for all my colleagues here from representing Saipan and the Northern Islands. Just a few highlights of my first term was made possible through SNOUT funding and partnerships and collaborations with the Saipan Mayor's Office, Northern Islands Mayor's Office, and with my partner, my colleague, Vice Speaker Joel Camacho. And it was really great experience, and coming in for especially my first term, we saw a lot of uh, actions and progress for not just my community, especially Precinct 4, but also for the entire island. And this whole experience was really wholesome, and I just want to share it. I credit all the members and this leadership for contributing to its success. And again, thank you. And for the viewing public or the public out there, we will continue, like the mayor said, working together to push projects out for our Saipan and Northern Islands. Thank you again.
Thank you, Representative Omar. Recognize the Speaker of the House.
Thank you, Chairman. And I know it's only been 2 years, but it feels like you've never left that seat. I want to thank you. There's a reason why you're always, for the most part, put on that seat is because of your leadership. I'd like to thank you for that, and also the officers that have served with you, especially in this term, Senator Selena Babalta, and of course, more than one-time Vice Chairman, Representative Roman Beneventi. To my colleagues here in the SNILD, I thank you for, the cohesive working relationship we've had. I think this was a pretty peaceful, smooth SNILD this term. I've been around long enough to see where precincts are fighting over each other for funding. But this time around, we were pretty good about, okay, Precinct 1 will get this, the next go around, Precinct 2 gets that, and so on and so forth. To the mayor and his staff, thank you, sir. I know we're going through some tough economic times, but because of the teamwork, we're still able to get projects done in the community, and hopefully we can continue to do that with your leadership, and of course with the leadership of the Northern Ireland Mayor's Office as well. To the nonprofit organizations that have actually followed through with the funding that we've provided, please continue the work, and also please continue to provide those reports if you want more money. Again, to my colleagues, it's been an honor and a privilege. To those that will be moving on outside of the arena, Madam Senate President, thank you also for your leadership and your partnership in the work we do here in SNILD, but also on the level of the House and the Senate. You definitely will your leadership has left a positive impact for others to follow as well. And with that, I just want to say thank you, and let us continue to work for the people of the CNMI. Sizusmasi, Kiliso.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. At this time, I recognize Representative Vincent Diego Camacho.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you for your leadership for these past 2 years. Speaking of nonprofits, too, maybe we can, in the incoming delegation, that we could really look at prioritizing the appropriation of funds to these NGOs. We know there are a lot. There's about 300 some NGOs, and we can work with Mango, Mayonas Alliance of NGOs, right? And maybe they could be the outlet, if you will, in terms of prioritizing those organizations that come up here and request for funding, such as these 500 sales, and I would think that's a priority too, only because it ties in with some economic infusion and activities. So that's just something to think about. But thank you, Chairman. Thank you, members. Thank you, Senate Press. Thank you for your service, and we wish you well, colleagues. Happy New Year. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Vincent Diego. Recognize Senator Edith Guerrero.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And to all the members of SNILD delegation, it's been a pleasure working with you all for the past 2 years. If it's anything that I'll leave behind, I hope to see a listing of priorities of infrastructure focus with respect to capital infusion. I understand that there's a lot of money sitting on the books right now, as we all know. And we really need to prioritize fixing Saipan and the Northern Islands for that as well, so that we could build this local economy. We have to remember that Saipan is the first destination that a tourist sets foot on, and it's the first thing that they see when they land with their children and their families. We need to leave that lasting impression. And the monies that we sit on have sat on the books for quite some time. We have to push that out into the economy, the local economy, so that those funds will be expended. We are not meeting, in my point of view, the expected rate of return for our community in terms of development. And therefore, we need to really hunker down and focus more on capital infusion into our community so that our community can realize the gains by attracting people to come over to our destination. I wish you all well and good luck in the next 2 years.
Thank you, Senator Edith Guerrero. Recognize Vice Speaker Joel Camacho.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to thank you too as well for your outstanding leadership as our chairman of SNILD, and our vice chairman, Representative Roman Beneventi, our floor leader, Senator Selena Babalta. Thank you for a wonderful leadership. You've made the transition on our community projects. Without you guys, it would have been possible, especially from our colleagues, our support from our colleagues. Of the great work comes from the support that we get from SNILD, and especially of our allocations. But SNILD really gets us there, and we appreciate that. I appreciate all the work, partner. Thank you for your partnership. We've done great things together, supporting our nonprofits there in Precinct 4. And thank you to our mayor. Thank you, Mayor, for all your hard work. We do see your hardworking staff out there, helping to keep our villages clean, our roadsides clean. We appreciate you and your team. Once again, thank you, and I'll look forward to working with you guys in the next legislature. And Madam President, good luck on your future endeavors, and congratulations to you as well, Senator Manny Castro. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Speaker Joel Camacho. Any further?
Sorry. I'd
Yes,
like to
please
also thank. It's been an honor working with you as well, Representative Probst, floor leader of the House. Good luck to you as well, and I know our doors are always open for you as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Speaker. Any further statements? Recognize the speaker.
I was going to save it for the House Synodia, but also to my floor leader. No, you're going to hear it again. But again, thank you for your service. And like the Vice Speaker said, the door is always open. And again, this House is the people's house. So Senate President, Floor Leader Probst, please feel free to come in anytime. And also, last but definitely not the least, the LB staff and our own staff as well for making it easier on us to serve the public. Thank you.
Recognize Representative Marisa Flores.
Thank you, Chairman. And I'm also going to save my message to our floor leader, Rep. Probst. I think Rep. Camacho threw us off there a little bit. In no way, shape, or form, sir, did I forget you. I was just going to save that. But because our good rep from Precinct 1 mentioned the importance of the nonprofits, I think I've conveyed many times that we need to really look at the vision of where the SNILD committee would like to go in the next 2 years. There is not a lot of money to go around, but with a vision of where we want to be, we can at least prioritize nonprofits that are aimed to help boost our economy. Because with that, we have more money to give to the scholarship. And it's disheartening when we have to read letters every time from the scholarship office that they're short. They might not have any money for these children, our children, the future of our Commonwealth, that might suffer from not receiving any scholarship funds when we tell them to go out and attain higher learning. So, Chairman, thank you for your leadership, but my hope is that for the next 2 years, We really, really need to hunker down on these nonprofits, and be a lot more strict. If they don't provide a report based on the standard of which your office or the committee holds itself, then I don't think either that that distribution should be made unless they fulfill what the chairman will be asking for. Because, as mentioned by Rep. Camacho, 300 nonprofit organizations duplicating each other does not serve our public well. And we need to really decide on what is important for the economy, for our culture, our future of our children. Thank you, Chairman. Thank you for your leadership. I yield my time.
Thank you, Representative Marisa Flores. And at this time, I recognize Representative Ed Props.
Thank you, Chairman and colleagues. Chairman, I was going to save my remarks to the House, but I realize the importance. This is my last SNILD session to also give praise and gratitude to each and every one of you. And I want to start with you as our chairman. We've been friends for a long time. And I remember when I was early on, I came in as a minority member, and of course, you were in the majority, and you were the chairman of SNILD. And what I was most impressed about was, regardless of where we were with your leadership, you still included us and made sure that every member was an important part of SNILD. I thank you for that. I thank you for your leadership, your friendship, and everything you have done for the local delegation. And that includes, of course, the floor leader, Senator Selena Babalta, and our Vice Chairman, Uncle Roman Beneventi. And I also want to say thank you to Madam President. Thank you for your friendship. And I've always been grateful that even when we have disagreed on any issue, you've never taken it personal. You've always been above that. And you've always been so kind, not just to me, but to my family. I want you to know that whatever you do, I extend our friendship, and I look forward to talking about issues and maybe having coffee or dinner. I think you've got a lot of strength in finance and so many other things. And as future floor leader Marisa Flores had said, you have so much to offer, and I look forward to seeing you in future endeavors and working with you. And of course, to each and every one of you guys, I want you to know that I love you guys. I honestly, and I've never left this place so angry at one of you. We've always made amends, even when we have disagreed. I appreciate you all. And you were elected for a reason. Each and every one of you has a heart to continue to lead and do good for the people. All I ask is that you ignore the attacks and the trolling and all the things, the negative that you hear, and continue to follow your conscience and your heart. You guys are all great people. I appreciate you and your friendship. And I won't be a public servant leader anymore, but I will take the invite is to come in here and visit, and I look forward to breaking bread with you guys and hanging out. So thank you so much, all of you, and especially to this hardworking staff who always makes us look so good. We really appreciate each and every one of you so much. Thank you so much again, and Speaker and everyone else. I'll save my future later remarks for this afternoon session, and I'm going to do my best not to cry. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Ed Props. Any further discussion or statement? Recognize Representative Bijato.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just want to thank you, Chairman, Vice Chairman Benaventi, Floor Leader Babalta, and multiple designated Floor Leader Yumo for leading us in the 23rd delegation. It's been an honor and a pleasure. To the colleagues, thank you guys for being respectful and helpful to each and every one of ourselves and to our community. Every time we had issues pop up, this delegation have come up with multiple solutions to address not just the needs for the 3rd Senatorial District, but the needs of the CNMI. And we've been very consistent in that manner. And I hope that in the next legislature, hopefully with the same type of leadership, we can continue that work to provide for not just our community members, but also for the lack of funding that a lot of our departments and agencies face during the fiscal year. They come to us, and we figured out. I know that we count nickels and dimes here, and we distribute it to as many people as possible. A lot of the nonprofit organizations that weren't able to get a piece of the pie, we will continue to work to find funds for you guys, and be cognizant with your spending, because that's one of the priorities that we made sure as a delegation moving forward a couple of years ago, that expenditures are provided to this body so that we continue to assist the various organizations in our community. The Senate President, thank you for your service, and congratulations again to being the first female Senate President. What people don't know, that late Uncle Larry, former governor, was the first Senate President who's a brother to your mother, and that tells you that the Guerrero family have been a big part of the Senate. They opened up the Senate, and you, as a first female, opened a lot of doors for, hopefully, the females that find the drive to go into public service, whether it be in the Senate or the House. But thank you for breaking that glass ceiling for our women in the community. Doors always open. I know that you're not going to be ashamed to knock on our doors, and you're going to, you know your way in this building, so you're going to find us no matter what. I know Rep. Ben Camacho's not with us this morning, but to him, if he's listening, the door's always open, and continue your drive for our people. To Rep. Ropes, thank you for the last 10 years that we've worked together. It's been an honor and a pleasure. And to Rep. Manny, I know you're moving up to the Senate. We got our Senate President that's going to be leaving. You'll be taking over her seat up there. And we look forward to working with you. But please do not forget that you are now going to be a Senate member. No more appropriations on your behalf. So with that being said, Mr. Chairman, Mayor, to you and to your staff for all the help. We will continue to find money to provide for the mayor of Saipan, and also I know that our Northern Islands mayor is not with us today, but we will continue to find funding to make sure that the office provides the services to our community. And thank you for your partnership. So Chairman, thank you. And
Thank you.
sorry, and to the Bureau, thank you guys for all the work that you guys have done, making it a lot easier for us to provide. You guys are the true authors of the legislations that come out of this body. So we thank you for your work and your service. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Representative BJ Apto. Any further statement, discussion? If there is none, the chair would like to be very brief and really thank you all members for really the honor and the confidence that you have bestowed on me. It is really a tremendous honor, and I am forever grateful for that confidence that you have given me to lead you guys here in the SNILD. I do also want to thank my my officers to my side, to our Vice Chairman and Floor Leader Selena Babauta. I also want to personally thank you, Madam Senate President, for your services to our people of the Commonwealth, and to my good brother Ed Props. Thank you for all your services for the past 10 years. I do also want to thank the partnership of both the Mayor of Saipan and the Northern Islands. Thank you, Mayor, for your partnership. I know that we see that we have our honorable governor in the lobby, governor that was listening on their television. Thank you for being present, and thank you for all your services as well to the SNILD August body. I do want to thank our staff too, and most especially our bureau staff who always makes it easy for us to conduct our business. I thank you all. And with that, if there's any other discussion, we can move further down on our order of business. Ready? Thank you, members. We are now on item S, announcement. Are there any announcement? If there is none, the chair would like to announce that we're having a lunch after this session, sponsored by the chair and the Speaker of the House. Please join us over at the conference room. Are there any further announcement? If none, we move down to our last item of our business, and that is item T, adjournment, and at this time I recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I'll offer a motion to adjourn subject to the chair. So move.
There is a motion offered by floor leader for adjournment, and it has been seconded. Discussion on the motion. Ready? Thank you, members. All those in favor, please say aye. Those opposed, say nay. We are now adjourned. Thank you, members, and thank you to the viewing partner.